All right, you guys remember place value from 3rd grade, so we're gonna do a quick review. And I'm actually you can follow along in your activity book on page 3 while we look at this place value review together. Okay, so before we start in, I want to remind you I have these little place value pieces that you probably remember seeing before, and these are little base 10s. So this is 1. We call this little cube a 1. We call this little cube a quick 10. Not a cube, it's a stack. And you'll remember that 10 of these 1s go together to make one of these 10s, right? So a 10 represents 10 of these little 1s. If we put 10 of these 10s together, we would have 10 times 10, which is 100. So this flat piece is 100 because it's 10 quick 10s. And if we were to stack 10 of these hundreds together, we would end up with 1,000. We would have 10 of these. So we have this cool cube that shows 1,000. Okay. So in your workbook, you'll see this number. On page 3, there's 5 hundreds, there are 3 quick 10s, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little pieces, single 1s. Now, they've done this without these base 10 pieces, and instead, they have used the dot array. So we have a dot array. You have one on the back side of your whiteboard that we used. We've used the front side, but not the back side. So let me show you how this translates. So the whiteboard is really cool because you don't have to count the dots. I'll zoom in here. They give you these little circles, and the circles show you that there's 10 in between. Okay, so I can take my marker and if I wanted to draw 100, I don't have to count out 10 by 10, but what I can do is go to these little circles and say, oh, that is 10. We can count it to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's 100. And in our drawing, the drawing in the book on page 3, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to do 5 of them. 1, 2, I'm just going to those circles. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now they've got some quick 10s off to the side, and I see that there are 3 of them. So you can see the quick 10s off to the side, and they basically use these 10s the same way, except instead of drawing a big square, they're just drawing one line through 10 dots. And I'm looking again at the circles to say, I can check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my quick 10s. So I've got 5 hundreds, right? Which we would write like this. 5 hundreds. Now we've got 3 10s, which we would write like this. 3 10s, because we've got 10, 20, 30. And then there are some 1s. Now they circle their 1s like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's 7 1s. So we've got 500 plus 30 plus 7. This, if we add them all up together, 500, I'm just going to do it right here. 500 plus 30 plus 7, we would see gives us the number 537. Yes? Okay. Now, remember how I told you that if we stacked 10 of these hundreds together, we would get this thousands cube? Okay, well, on this quick 10, or on our little dot board, we can show that by, we would have 10 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you fill up your whole board to make 1,000. Okay? So if you look down at the bottom of page 3, they have one big long rectangle. So what they did to make it even faster was, instead of drawing 10 hundreds, they just did one rectangle and they said, oh, that's 1,000. And then they're going to draw another 1,000. And I'm using those circles, those little circles. And then there's little X's on this side. So this is another 1,000. And then they've got 3 of them. There's another 1,000. So they've got 3 thousands. And then they've lined up some hundreds. And I see 4 of them. And they've drawn them like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So each one of these is worth 100. They've got some 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 10s. I'm going to do 6 10s. Oops, 6 10s. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 1s. Okay, so let's look at our booklet, and it says, discuss the place value drawing, write the number of each. So how many 1s do we have here? We counted them up. So right here we're going to write, we have 8 1s. How many 10s do we have? We had 6 10s. How many 100 boxes did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 400 boxes. And how many 1,000 bars did we have? We have 3,000 bars. Okay. All right. So how many hundreds boxes could we draw inside each 1,000 bar? Remember when we did this little thing where we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can make 10 hundreds in each 1,000. Okay, so now what does this number show? What does this drawing show? So let me show you a shortcut. We can say we have 3,000 bars, so that makes 3,000. Okay, because we can look back at our picture and we have 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 makes 3. We have 400 boxes, so that makes 400. We have 6 10s, or 6 10s, and we have 8 1s. We can add these all together. And the number that we get is 3,468. Okay, I'm going to show you a shortcut. Because this is really challenging. My pictures get really big and it's hard for me to manage, especially if I want to draw a really big number. So what if I wanted to draw that same number, only using a little bit of a shortcut? Remember, my number was 3,468. Well, let's just agree. We're going to say a rectangle stands for thousands. Okay. A square stands for hundreds. A line stands for tens. We've got 6 of them. And then when we want to show 1, we have 8 of them. We're just going to do dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so then we can use the white side of our whiteboard and we can draw these shapes. So remember, a rectangle is for the 1,000. A square is for the hundreds. These are called quick tens. Each one of them is 10. And these are ones. So each one of these is just 1. All right. Okay, let's practice. So we're going to join each other on the Zoom and get together and do some practice.